So I'm going to kind of lead us through a couple of left and right brain awarenesses until we get to the crop circles, because what I think is that crop circles are talking to our right brain. They're not talking to the left brain, ego mind, because the ego is what pushes everything out. The right brain is what's in touch with that higher level of awareness. Okay, this is a basic thing. This is like the box. You see the box projecting one way or the other way. That's just a trickery of the brain. But I'll keep going. This is the impossible images. Have everybody seen this? Like count the legs of the elephant. You see the leg kind of keeps disappearing. It's like because, you see, your right brain sees the whole picture. Your left brain tunes into details. So it's the difference between seeing the forest or the trees. Do you see the forest? That's the big picture. That's the right brain. Or you see the trees, which is the individual linear reality. This is another optical illusion. Are you looking down at the floor? Are you looking up at the ceiling? And these kind of play with our levels of perception. You know? This is like the idea between a face and a word. See, also faces are what we recognize with the right brain. The right brain actually recognizes... Yes, the word, yeah. See, the right brain recognizes patterns and the left brain recognizes words. So it's like there's always that conflict. How do we look at the world? Do we look at the world through the patterns that are out there, or do we look at it linearly through like the perception of words? Is the world made of words, or is it made of patterns? This is what this polarity between the left and right brain are trying to show us. You see the figure of the deer in back? Basically, we are all creative artists that use the right brain, except we've overridden it so much with this ego consciousness that we've forgotten the art side that we are. And so what's tapping into this other level, this right brain, is tapping you back into the artist realm. You see, there's all these things that confuse this cohesion between left and right. Those are actually straight lines, except when you place those blocks, they look a little crooked, you know? There, that's better. So, this, you see like the face lying down there, right? Right. Okay. Now, the right brain sees color, but the left brain reads the words, right? So, say the color, not the word, to yourself. Like that first. What color is that? Not the word. You see how strong the left brain has become? Because you want to say the word, not the color. That's how powerful we've been conditioned. And the left brain, I say, is the conditioned brain. So that's why. So that actually says... the color of that is actually green, even though it says yellow. So, you know, it's actually the color of the word is green, the first word. But I want to say yellow, because that's how we are, you know. This is the rabbit or the duck. Everybody's seen that. You see that difference? Or this is the same image, just turned upside down, it becomes a horse's head or a frog. So my idea is that we are always perceiving, the mind is always wanting to look for new patterns. That's the artist in us. We are always on the lookout for something new. And that's how we can expand our reality, by starting to see new patterns of possibilities. Here's some other, you see the bigger horse in there? Yeah. You see that? There's these other little horses. I mean, we'd spend an hour just on each one of these pictures, but we do want to get...
A lot of horses.
Right. Here's you see the faces inside the people inside those faces? Yes. You see? So, you see, we switch back and forth between left and right brain awareness because our right brain does see the big picture, and then our left brain tunes into the specifics. So we switch back and forth. The idea is to be a whole brain creature, a whole brain being, where we can choose how we want to perceive reality.
Which brain is the one that sees the whole?
The whole is the right brain. It sees patterns. The left brain sees the individual parts. The linear, yeah, analytical, linear. Right brain's analogical, non-linear. It's the intuitive part. It's the feminine part. and the left brain is the male part. This is how it is, like this, like this. And you can't be one or the other. You have to be both. If you were just left brain, you'd be very dogmatic and very, like, everything is pleasant. If you're just the right brain, you wouldn't have any way to focus what you see. So we need to be this combination of both in order to be fully functioning in the world. But these are like the illusions that our mind plays on us because we want to always make the world into a whole. So those lines are straight, except when it comes around there, it looks like it's bending a little bit. Oh, this picture I like. Now, you see, those are shadows, but can you see what they're shadows of?
Zebras.
Right. It took me a long time to see that those were... This actually I saw on National Geographic, and it's just looking straight down at these zebras walking.
What did you think it was?
I don't know. I just thought they were shadows. I didn't see the zebras.
Did you see the stripes?
No, I didn't see this. I didn't include that in my reality for a moment, but once I looked at it, you see, our brain wants to make sense of reality, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it sees things that aren't there. Yeah, but those things aren't moving. If you're looking at it straight on, it looks as if it could be moving, but they're not moving. But our brain does fill in the gaps. And that's a good thing, and it's also a bad thing. The good thing is that it fills in the gaps to the reality that's not there. And the bad thing is sometimes it makes it up, So it's like both. And this is one of these like impossible triangles. And this one I like. Do you see the baby in the treetop? You see that whole head of the baby there? Yeah? See that? That's your right brain really trying to push to make it. I mean, our right brains are constantly scanning reality to see something more, but your left brain is saying, no, 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 there's nothing there. There's nothing there at all. So it's just what you see in front of us. But there is a little baby, if you see that little head of the baby and the feet here, you see.
Oh, wow.
You see that? But if you were just left brain, you'd never see that because you wouldn't look at the pattern there. So my idea is to put together the whole patterns of reality. And there's these labyrinths there that... You see, a labyrinth actually was a way to connect the left and right brain. If you would walk a labyrinth, it would switch you back and forth like this. And there's only one way in and one way out. And by walking it, it's actually it looks like a brain, sort of. So by walking in and out and switching, you start to align both the left and right side of you. I mean, this is another picture of like sort of this right brain intuitiveness, these spirals. They talk to the right brain. Sacred geometries is what I'm getting at. Talk to this unconscious part of ourselves, which is the right brain. The left brain say, oh, that's pretty, but the right brain takes it in as deep, profound harmony. That's what these things are. These are made from mathematical projections or progressions, the Fibonacci curve. The Fibonacci sequence makes these spirals. And so this is the spirals in nature. So spirals are everywhere in nature. It's sort of like the signature of nature is the spiral itself. And so the embryonic spiral, as the baby's gestating there, it's also spinning. So these spirals are actually in our DNA. They're innate in us. This is another spiral. This is another whole, this is Arabic writing, but it looks like a brain. This is another face in a face. You see these little faces in there, these faces. I'm going to get, oh, this is another picture inside a picture, hide and seek by the Russian artist Chilachev. There's all these images of a hand, of a tree, of faces, of babies. I mean, these images integrate our left and right brain. This is another integration of the left and right, or the male and female parts of ourselves. I think that's what this symbol originally meant, was how we integrate these two parts, the upper and lower, the heaven and the earth, the male and female, because we have that all inside of us. There's other symbols in other cultures that do that. This is the Flower of Life that does it too. You know, this is the Sri Yantra in the Hindu tradition, and people would meditate on that Sri Yantra for a long time and have visions, because it would suddenly start to connect the right brain, which is the cosmic awareness, to that ego mind, which is the personality. And when you can connect those two, you are opening up to the higher levels. These Tibetan mandalas do the same thing.